The moment you start living in Spain on a stable basis, you enter the radar of the Spanish tax agency, and a mistake here can cost you much more than any immigration procedure. Today, we are going to explain how the Spanish tax system works so you can understand your payslip. Now, when you have to pay, and above all, avoid unnecessary problems with the tax agency. Hello everyone, I'm Ainhoa, tax advisor at Balcells Group. When people move abroad, they usually focus on their residence papers, but they forget about money. So, if you stay until the end, you will understand the basic tax rules in Spain. This is the most important concept. Pay close attention. Having legal residence in Spain is not the same as having tax residence in Spain. Legal residence is your right to live and work here. Tax residence is your obligation to pay taxes here. And this is decided by the Ministry of Finance based on how much time you spend in the country. In Spain, the tax year is exactly the same as the calendar year. It goes from January 1st to December 31st. Spanish law establishes one main rule to decide if you become a tax resident. If you spend more than 183 days, just over 6 months, in Spanish territory during one calendar year, you automatically become a tax resident in Spain. And be careful with sporadic absence. The tax agency is not naive. If you go on holiday to France for 1 week or spend one summer month visiting your family in your country, those days outside Spain may still count as days spent in Spain, unless you can prove that you are officially a tax resident in another country. And what does becoming a tax resident mean? It means that you are taxed on your worldwide income. If you are not a tax resident, Spain only taxes you on the money you generate in Spain. For example, a salary from a company in Madrid. But the moment you become a tax resident, the Spanish tax agency can require you to declare all the money you earn in any country. Do you have an apartment rented out in your country of origin? Do you work remotely for a company in the United States and get paid into a bank account there? Do you receive dividends from foreign shares or sell cryptocurrencies? You must declare it in Spain. If you are going to work for a Spanish company, you may get a surprise during your first month when you check your bank account. If your contract says 2,500 gross, maybe 1,950 net will arrive in your account. In Spain, job offers and employment contracts are always discussed in gross salary, and usually in gross annual salary. Gross salary is the total money that the company assigns to your salary before taxes and contributions. Net salary is the money that actually reaches your pocket. Let's see exactly where that money goes. First, Social Security contributions. Around 7% of your gross salary goes to the Social Security. This money goes into the kind of common system, and it gives you direct rights such as access to the public healthcare system for free, the right to receive unemployment benefits known in Spain as paro, the right to paid sick leave if you get ill or have an accident, and the right to your future retirement pension in Spain. Second, IRPF withholding. IRPF stands for Personal Income Tax. By law, your company will deduct a percentage of your salary every month and pay it directly to the tax agency on your behalf. IRPF is a progressive tax. This means that the more money you earn, the higher the percentage they withhold from your salary. When you start working for a company, one of the first things they will ask you to complete is the Form 154. This is a document where you explain your personal situation to the company. If you have children under your care, if you are married, if you have a disability, and other personal details. The tax agency uses this information to calculate the correct withholding. And here comes the most common financial mistake. If you start working halfway through the year, for example in September, you will earn less money within that calendar year. Because of that, the company may legally apply a minimum withholding, which is usually around 2%. Your first net salary may be very high and you may feel rich, but be careful. The following year, when you file your annual tax return, the tax agency will calculate everything and may see that you paid too little tax compared to what you should have paid based on your salary level. You can decide to change this and ask for a higher withholding, so that the following year you do not have to pay so much at once. One extra detail. In Spain, it is common to divide the annual salary into 14 payments instead of 12. This means that you receive your normal salary every month, but in June and December, you receive an extra payment, basically a double salary. Check your contract carefully to understand how your salary is structured, so you can organize your monthly finances from the beginning. Every year between April and June, Spain has the famous tax return campaign, known as the Campaña de la Renta. This is the moment when you settle your annual accounts with the tax agency for the previous year. The basic system works like a balance. The tax agency calculates the total amount of tax you should pay based on your global annual income and compares it with the money your company has already withheld from your monthly payslip. If the result is is negative, it means that too much tax was withheld. The tax agency will pay you the difference back into your bank account. If the result is positive, it means that not enough tax was withheld and you will have to pay the difference. Filing the tax return is not mandatory for everyone. The law establishes minimum income thresholds from employment income. With one payer, if during the year you only had one company, meaning one single payer, you will only be required to file the tax return if your gross annual income is over 22,000 euros. If you earn less than that, you are usually exempt. With several payers, if you change companies during the year, had 2 jobs at the same time, or received unemployment benefits from SEPE, the limited changes. You will be required to fill the tax return if your total income is over 15,876 euros, as long as you received more than 1,500 in total from the second and following payers. This happens because each company may have withheld tax as if it were your only employer. But when the tax agency adds everything together, it may see that you still need to pay more. If you are planning your move and you are worried about how this may affect your assets or income, do not leave it to chance. In the description, you will find a link to book a consultation with our tax and immigration team. And remember, use the code YouTube10 to get a 10% discount on your personalized consultation. If you come to Spain with savings, properties or investments in your country of origin, you need to know about the Form 720. Many people panic when they hear about it, but it's an informative declaration, not a tax. You have the obligation to inform the tax agency if you have assets outside of Spain worth more than 50,000 in 3 categories: bank statements, real estate, or securities, such as shares or investment funds. If you have 60,000 in a bank account in your country and you do not declare it, and the tax agency finds out, you may receive a fine. Declaring it does not mean that they are going to take your money. It means that the tax agency knows that you have it. A very common question is, will I pay taxes twice on the same income? Spain has signed double taxation agreements with many countries around the world, especially with most countries in Latin America and Europe. These agreements are signed so that you do not pay twice on the same income. In general, what you have already paid in your country may be deducted from what you have to pay in Spain. To apply this correctly, you need tax residency certificates and clear strategy. It is not automatic, it must be managed properly. At Balcells Group, we are not only experts in helping you obtain your residence permit, we also give you a 360-degree view that includes the tax side, so you can save money and comply with the law from day one. Write us at info@balcellsgroup.com or book your appointment through the link in the description. Subscribe so you do not miss any step of this series. See you in the next video.